Alright, so now that we're about 4 months away from Avengers Doomsday, the hype is really starting to kick in, right? It's pretty much common knowledge at this point. Like everybody and their mom knows about this whole opening scene with, Hugh Jackman and the X-Men pulling up on Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man's universe and supposedly killing his, not just Tobey Maguire off, but I guess this whole universe. I mean, it's gonna be one thing to see if it actually happens, but if this scene doesn't even happen, we don't know for a fact if it's even in the movie. If it's not even actually in the movie, I'm gonna laugh my ass off. I know people are gonna be pissed if we don't get that Toby fighting Hugh Jackman scene, but I'm like 60%, 70% sure it'll happen. Um, but the reason why I wanted to make this video today was because I can't help but just look at the cast and look what we've gotten so far, and like, yes, Doctor Doom, I'm liking the cartoonish voice, very like 90s Fantastic Four cartoon type of voice.
Hell answers to me, for I am Doom.
You've done well, my friend, destroying the loathsome thing as I knew you would.
But won't make girl cry.
She'll get over it.
It fits perfectly, and everything with Doom looks pretty good. Like this really seems that we're gonna finally get a proper Doctor Doom. Everything's gravy on that front. Now, my main concern is the fact that, like, of course, this is supposed to be what takes place right before Secret Wars, which is the incursion of two worlds right before the creation of Battleworld, right? And this whole multiverse saga, Marvel could have built a second universe that they could have then collided with the MCU. It could have been a second universe with the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. You build out this multiverse saga with other universes, and then that's when you have your ending with the collision of these two, creating Battleworld. And you look at the current cast, and it kind of seems like what they're trying to do is like Avengers versus X-Men, taking the the current MCU and having them go up against the classic OG X-Men. But I kind of look at this whole cast and I kind of take that whole premise actually, and I call bullshit. This movie's called Avengers, yet there's not really an established Avengers team, and miss me with this nonsense of the Thunderbolts being turned into the new Avengers. Those are the fraud Avengers. Those are And you could have had Falcon with his version of the Avengers, but it seems like all he has is Ant-Man and his little sidekick. It's the Falcon's Falcon and Ant-Man and Thor, and that's it. And Shang-Chi, as far as we know, for an Avengers team. So there hasn't really been an Avengers team. So this movie's called Avengers. I guess obviously for marketing. Like, where's Hugh Jackman's Wolverine in this X-Men team? And where's, maybe Halle Berry Storm, or bringing back Jean Grey or something. Like, make it feel like a more padded out, like an actual X-Men team. This other, this X-Men universe that they're trying to, have in this Avengers Doomsday, it's not really like a universe we've seen before. Like, and this crew of X-Men is Cyclops, okay, cool, and then it's Gambit from the Deadpool movie, Channing Tatum, and he was never even in those movies. He was just supposed to be in a movie that never happened, which was the reference they made in Deadpool. That's why they put him in Deadpool. But he was never in those movies. And then you also get like Nightcrawler and Mystique. And I get that Nightcrawler and Mystique were very like iconic figures in those X-Men movies. Like, everyone remembers the Nightcrawler sequence from X2, the whole White House sequence, and Mystique, the naked blue chick. Everyone remembers that from the childhood. You know what I'm saying? So I get why they put these characters, Beast and Cyclops, along with Professor X and Magneto. But I can't help but feel like, call fraud on this concept. If Marvel didn't take the time to properly build out another universe during this multiverse saga, what they could have done is do a kind of a retcon and say that all those old Marvel movies, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man movies, the X-Men movies from the X-Men movies, the Blade movies with Wesley Snipes, even Eric Bana's Hulk movie, like, you could have pretty much retroactively said like those all took place within one universe, and you could have had our MCU collide with the classic Marvel universe. Just epic, like what we're hearing about Hugh Jackman and Tobey Maguire just having a small action sequence in the beginning. This could have been the whole movie. The whole movie could have been, your current MCU facing the old Marvel universe, I think that would have been like a much better idea than what they're going with, because this current cast so far feels like kind of a mishmash of like who they were able to get for the movie, like for the cast. So it's like a bunch of random X-Men that we never really saw have any camaraderie. Like Gambit was never part of those movies, and now all of a sudden Mystique is a hero, and it's, and it's the the classic Mystique from the OG movies, from the OG timeline, meaning she was more of a villain. It was the Jennifer Lawrence Mystique who was more of a hero in those movies. So what I'm trying to say is like I'm excited for Avengers Doomsday, and I think I'm starting to think Robert Downey Jr. can play an amazing Doctor Doom, and I just think it would have been like a much more poetic version of the incursion going into Battle World, where you have your MCU collide with the old Marvel universe that we used to grow up as kids. I think that would have made the nostalgia even higher than it already is, and I don't know. I think people could have freaked out. I certainly would have if it was, MCU versus the old Marvel universe. And you know what? The movie's not out yet. For all I know, Nick Cage is and Tobey Maguire and Hugh Jackman earned the movie a lot more than I think. I doubt it. You look at the Doomsday Clock on the Marvel live stream, if that's still up, if that's still a thing. It's about 4 months from now. All I gotta say is, this better not be the end for Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. Like, nay, like I saw one guy on the internet said, like, if this is true, then I'm a slide too, and I'm a fight with Tobey. I'm a suit up, and I'm a fight with Tobey for real. If that's the case, man, y'all ain't taking down my OG. Like, yeah, I mean, the X-Men are cool, but I mean, if we're taking those old X-Men, fuck those movies, man. They got nothing on the Sam Raimi movies, so that's all I gotta say. So yeah, Doomsday is coming. Let's get it.